Oh, well, that was an old man noise.
The crackle, you're like, oh.
The
Yeah, that's the sound they make when they're sitting down.
And drinking tea.
Yeah. No, it's not sitting down, it's sitting up. It's when they've been sitting on their ass for ages and they get up and they feel crotchety. They always go, oh, Jesus, I'm a bit stiff.
Yeah, it's a very dad noise.
Yeah. Poor guys.
Ready to be dad, mate.
I don't want that. Every time you
being a
get up,
dad.
it's hard.
Why are dads so pathetic now?
What do you mean?
The perception of dads is just... Dad jokes are just shit jokes. Dad bod is a shit bod. Being a dad is just you're lame. And then all I know is any comedian that's in their 40s or 50s has a joke about, oh, the wife doesn't want to fuck me. Every single one.
I came to laugh.
Yeah.
You're a tragedy.
Oh, they're funny. Don't get me wrong.
Are they?
Yeah, they
like,
make
I'm
them funny.
depressed thinking about that. Just someone being like, "Show
that's the future."
Fuck me.
You know what? That's a big reason why I'm just willing to try an open relationship at this stage, so that when I'm in my 40s and 50s, I'm not just some like desperately horny middle-aged man.
Because you had snoo.
Well, I can at least go to a brothel without it being ethically questionable. Because they all do. They just don't. They don't tell their wives. Not all of them.
So really, you're just like
the ones that are probably a bit happier do. So grim though.
I don't like it. Oh, Neel, you're filling my mind with horrible thoughts.
Do you want to be a dad?
No. But I want to basically because of progeny reasons. The most 19th century reason possible, that's why I want to be a father. But I don't want to do anything. And again, like a 19th century person, I'm just getting to the point where I'm rich enough to just have a scullery maid do it for me. I just want to hire an au pair and be done with it. And maybe tap them a couple of times.
This kid's going to have problems, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
If you have
their
a daughter,
problem.
she is going to get around. She's going to have daddy issues.
No. So much abandonment. And also just being pretty proud of it to begin with. Of just being like, I'm planning to be a shit dad.
Wow, you're really
But
helping
dude, you're
all
also
the unborn horny men. You're really helping them right now.
Dude, isn't it amazing that, like, my life plans basically just amount to childhood neglect or child neglect, and your life plans just are revolved around going to a brothel?
Well, at least we're honest.
I know.
At least we're not living in some fairy tale where it's going to be a perfect, happy family.
So raw.
That's never the case.
We need to hang around.
I'm a realist.
First. Yeah. I mean, look.
Yeah,
it's
true.
real.
Yeah, maybe we need some family values.
We just some.
Yeah.
How good is that? Yeah, just being really disparaging for 20 minutes about it. What does that even mean? Idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, the guy that wants to go visit brothels in his 50s and the guy that actively wants his children to have psychological scarring. Yeah. I would have guessed they wouldn't have put family values high up on their voting habits.
Of course we demean those people.
Damn. Dude, we're pretty fucked. Like, if you ever... It's so weird.
I'm trying to do it for the sake of the relationship, I think. If I'm confident and happy and feeling sexually fulfilled, I would be a better husband and a better dad.
Yeah. Yeah,
Look, I'm probably doing it for me, but that's the way I justify it. Look, they all do it. At least I'm honest.
Yeah.
Half of them do it and then they just lie about it anyway. I think most of them probably go to the brothel and then just lie about it.
Well, yeah, I think you are right. I think it is half of men that go to brothels.
Yeah.
That's a big percentage.
And it's all married men.
Is it?
Well, I assume most of it would be. One, they have the money. And two, then if they're tied down to a wife, you're just tied down. If they're committed to a loving wife who unfortunately isn't sexually attracted to them anymore, what choice do they have? They either put up with it or they cheat. Or they divorce the wife. But that's a very, you wouldn't divorce a wife, oh, she doesn't fuck me. You're not going to get much in the divorce settlement there.
List of reasons. Okay.
Then
I
again,
see the reasons.
Look, that is a traditional value I appreciate. I think there is a responsibility on both parties to physically satisfy, or at least make an attempt to sexually satisfy the other.
Yeah, because you're locking yourself down.
Yeah, whereas that's now a betrayal of feminism if the woman is seen as that, if there's a requirement for her to sexually please her husband. And likewise, it's equal. Okay, the man's got to make her come too.
I know, but like, dude, there's a reason that feminists aren't married. That's like, no woman is going to get in a relationship and be that stupid to be like, it's all on you. What a great relationship that sounds. Sign me up.
Damn.
Yeah, it's, I don't, look.
That's where a lot of issues, when the first child comes, there's big issues with that's where a lot of relationships start to go downhill, from what I've read.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, there's this huge responsibility that's just come out of nowhere. Both parents are stressed. They're not sleeping.
Well, the other thing as well is that the woman's love gets transferred directly from the husband to the child.
Yeah.
And that's just a natural thing that happens. There's no psychological change there. That is a pure biological. It's brutal. It's exactly what Paddy said from The Simpsons, that once you're done with the seeds, you throw away the envelope.
Yeah.
It's exactly what Chris Rock was saying, that at that point, you as the male have to provide. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Wow. You're providing, what are you getting in return? A daughter with daddy issues. The grim outlook of marriage, of Western marriage.
I think the only thing that would be good about a marriage in the modern day is if you're somehow a team. You would have to think of your relationship as a team. Are you both mutually contributing to each other's lives? And if you're not contributing to each other's lives, why are you in the relationship? And I think that would be a relationship that is destined to deteriorate.
Deep.
It needs to be this thing of like,
you need to see yourself as a unit.
Symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, it's not what can I get out of this person. To a certain extent, not what can I even give to this person, but we are a team.
If you are thinking about it from that angle,
we are a unit.
Yeah, that's always, every relationship book you ever read will say the same thing. You need to be thinking about what you're contributing and not thinking about what you're getting from the relationship. As soon as you start thinking about what you're going to get from the relationship declines. And I can see that within my own long-term relationship with my girlfriend. Every time either one of us was thinking that, it starts to slide very quickly. I don't even think it's exclusive to intimate relationships. It's just relationships in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't want to be friends with someone who's just taking from you.
No. But are you? Have you ever been friends with anyone like that?
No.
So quick.
No way.
No.
Well, it's a cliche of cut the toxic people out of your life, but you have to wonder if you're the sort of person that has allowed a toxic person who's draining you in your life for that long, what does that say about you? I think it's different if it's a family member, but if you have a friend that's just always broke, always asking you for money, never does anything for you, always in a bad mood, you have to cheer them up, and you've stayed friends with them for that long, that says a lot about you as well.
It's a good point.
You don't value yourself.
You don't value yourself.
I know it can be quite heartless to cut someone out, especially if they're at a low point in their life, but at the end of the day, if it's been months, years...
Yeah, but you swim away from a sinking ship.
What do you do? Yeah, you gotta look out for your own mental health.
No, but I always think
that
of it
would
as
then
just
rub
like,
off on your other relationships.
yes, because it's an energy drain. If you're constantly thinking about that person, if you're constantly trying to prop that person up, just by default, the time, the effort, the psychological strain starts having an impact on everything else in your life.
Yeah.
So you have to move away from those people, I think, anyway. But look, having said that, I've been friends with like a dude that has done that for years with me. But the difference was he was really, really funny.
Well, then he's giving you something. He's giving you enjoyment.
I know, yeah.
It's giving you a good time. Yeah, no, I'm talking about someone who's just giving you nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, you know what? I think that...
Then you're a charity worker. Then you're not a friend.
Yes. Yeah,
And look, if you want to be that, that's good, but that you have to see it as that. You're not a friend to this person.
And what you're doing at that point is a civic duty.
Yeah.
So you're a good person.
You're a priest in some regard.
Yeah.
Probably better than a priest. You're not touching him.
Yeah, that's also a nice added bonus. I assume you're not molesting them, but how are we to know?
Could be a fair trade. They've been that bad to you. Maybe you get a little...
You get a touch-up.
You get a little molest every few weeks.
It's overdue, yeah. Yeah, it's just like going to a brothel. Same thing. Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Yeah, so Loki, you're really dark and you actually like having a piece of shit friend and you don't want them to get out of the rut. So you tell them all this stuff, but then you just molest them so you feel better about yourself.
Holy shit, I never even thought about it. That is what people mean by codependent. I was always just like, I don't know, it was too therapist term for me to even think about. But that's codependency. Like, you need a piece of shit in your life to make you feel better about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only way to look at it. Yeah, and it, again, just boils down to self-esteem. Because if you don't have low self-esteem, you're not going to need that. You're not going to need that form of weird sadistic validation.
And you won't be molesting them.
Yeah, you don't molest them either. Yeah, you're a bad person if you molest people. There we go. Neel and Jordan exclusive hot take.
Most
I know
of the
that
time.
one's going to blow up. Huh? What?
All of the time.
All the time.
Is there ever... Wait, let's ask this. Is molestation ever justified? You know, you can make arguments like, okay, there's times in self-defense where you can justify murder. Wait, so molestation is of a minor, isn't it?
No, it's everything.
It's just every... Okay. So is it ever justified?
Yeah.
When?
Like...
If you're privy to some sort of information...
If some massive Tongan dude is about to molest you, you can assume because of their culture that there's a very high chance that they're going to be homophobic. So maybe if you just tickle their dick, they'd be like, what the fuck, bro? And then you just run away. And you've molested that person, so... Is that justified? Surely.
Well, if someone's self-esteem is just too high...
What, to take him down a peg? You're
Maybe.
just like, hey, you know, you're not that good. Rear Admiral.
That's the ultimate tall poppy syndrome, isn't it? That's George
I
Pell
need to
was just
someone.
a true blue Australian.
Know your place.
Oh, fuck. All right, that's the darkest opening to our podcast ever.
Yeah,
But I
but
liked
it
it.
won't be the last. So thank you for shooting
Could
in.
be if we get exposed. Well, where going to take us? Oh, take us off. Good segue into what you want to talk about, which is
TikTok.
yes. So
Yeah,
take
you
us
can
off
get taken off
YouTube.
that. You can.
Bring it on to TikTok.
No, it's the other way around, isn't it? Like, TikTok's really G-rated.
Yeah, they.
I
take
showed
a
my dick
lot
just
off.
once. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happened?
I only showed one violent killing on TikTok. Jeez. No, they any drug reference, gratuitous swearing, sexual references are usually okay. It just depends on how it's very vague. There's just these terms and conditions that say you're allowed to swear a little bit, but not too much. Any drug reference, though, it's pretty much they'll take it down. And I don't think it's an algorithm. I think there's probably like a person sitting there looking at, or it could pick up the sound of on the text if you've written a drug or something that it goes against their terms of service. If you've written that in the text, whether it's in the description or on the actual video. I'm sure they'd put it under review. And I think when it's under review, I assume there'd be some, wow, what a, I don't know, would that be a bad job? You're sitting there reviewing TikToks all day.
I'd want to kill myself after a while.
Ban that one. Ban that. Although then again, it's a Chinese company, so it's either that or just making sneakers.
Yeah, true.
So I'd rather looking at like 15-year-olds.
Rather TikToks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a job you can give.
Challenge.
You can give pedophiles that job, then they don't have to go and act on their impulses. They can just look at 15-year-olds all day.
It's the Japanese way. That's their theory.
Is there any evidence to? Yeah, does that? You'd think it would.
I'm sure there is some evidence to it.
You'd think it would. But anyway,
porn in general just really wrecks your libido.
Yeah.
So probably, yeah, chuck them on TikTok. That actually, dude, you say that as a joke, it would probably be a really good idea.
To put pedophiles on.
Probably, it would probably reduce a lot of molestation. I don't know. I'm spitballing, but like, yeah. Anyway, that's what the Japanese think. It's not like the Japanese are dumb. And they came up with fucking, Digimon.
They're smart people.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're smart, horny people.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
What's with their poem where the girl's always crying?
Because it's about dominance.
It's weird.
It's way too dominant.
Not into that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I
don't
want to go to
more importantly, what the hell is with all of this censorship around cocks and vaginas? We know it's there.
And
not anuses.
Oh, is that they blur in Japanese porn? They blur out the actual.
Yeah, put a cup on it. What the hell?
So they'll have all this just horrendous debauchery.
Yeah.
But no, just hide the actual private part.
Yeah.
Damn, Japan, what are you doing?
I don't know. Stop being weird. Anyway, let's go back to TikTok. I am
dominating the platform.
You have to fill me in on it. Because you are like now Aussie TikTok king.
It's called CEO, that's the term.
CEO, what's
CEO of TikTok. So people will say
CEO of TikTok.
So that's the TikTok that's the TikTok terminology there. You're the CEO of this. You're the CEO of that. So if someone's making Indian videos, you'd be like CEO of Indian videos. So there's a lot of people who are the self-prescribed CEO of Aussie TikTok.
Who are they? Who's your challenges?
There's a few out there. I'm actually nowhere near the top Aussie TikTokers. There are people out there in the millions of followers.
Yeah.
But I've had some very rapid growth, I went from 0 to about 330,000 followers in 4 months. So, yeah. Here's my cat, Shorty. If she sits still, we can keep her there. But if she annoys us, I'll put her in the bathroom.
It reminds me, I remember like joking about this before the rise of social media, that we were watching a TV show and then one of my friends said it would honestly be better if the TV show was just someone like poking a cat.
Off you go.
Just, a cat sleeping and then intermittently every now and then someone going like, just to see it kind of wake up a bit and go back to sleep. They're saying that would be a more entertaining show. And you know what? The internet has proved that man right.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible? Like, it is truly remarkable what this content platform has done, in the sense that even if it is making dumb stuff, it is still making entertaining dumb stuff.
I don't even think it's dumb, man. Like, I was very hesitant at first. Someone described it to me really well. It's memes, but now they're in a video format. That's exactly what it is. Because what you can do on TikTok is add the text, add all the effects, add the music. So you've got much more of an ability to just basically memify your content. And I really like it. I actually like the sense of humor on TikTok. It's dry. It's It's kind of caustic. It's very, I would say millennial, but it's Gen Z.
Really?
It's mainly Gen Z on there, yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry, yeah, no, I don't know. For some reason, I just thought that was Gen X for a second.
Yeah.
Is there Gen X and Boomers on it?
A few, but it's weird when you see them.
Really?
Yeah.
Have they got views?
Some of them. But their whole shtick is, oh, I'm the old guy on TikTok.
Uh-huh. I can imagine that not having great shelf life.
Mm.
But
it's like
a
early
chick with
Facebook.
a mad can. Now that's a shelf life. What?
It's early Facebook and early YouTube. It's dominated by teenagers, and slowly but surely then people in their 20s get onto it.
Mm.
And then eventually boomers will take over. Although in another 5 to 10 years, Gen Xers will be the boomers and they will take over.
True. What's the difference though? Because I think that the major reason that that place blew up, it really was just as simple as changing the branding, I reckon. Because it used to be called Musically or some shit. That was terrible, man.
And you, as far as, I was never on it, as far as I'm aware, you could only dub yourself singing to music. I don't think you could just post a video. I don't know if there were all those text features.
Okay. Mm.
So they changed it.
Good evolution.
I don't know how, but it just so happened that, well, you know what it was? There was no outlet for teenagers and young people to be edgy anymore, because on Facebook and YouTube became really sanitized and corporate, and Facebook, all their parents are on Facebook. So you couldn't sit there posting edgy memes on your pages, and you couldn't really have a space where teenagers could just be teenagers.
No, that was all gone.
And TikTok fills that void.
And it also added a bunch of other fleeting social media little takes that I think they've all added them together to try and make something that's really become a success of, you know, your Snapchats, your Vines, obviously Musically, but they just built up on that platform. But these were all things that kind of just had like a little time in the sun and then dissipated.
Yeah, they've amalgamated a lot of the great features from some of these and
what made those successful.
Together.
And that's what happened.
Because it's ultimately a video platform, and the competition they would have is, well, YouTube. So how do they compete with YouTube? Well, one, they limit the videos to 1 minute. It's all mobile, all the editing, all the videos. You can. She's keen, isn't she? You can film a video on a camera and then like save it and post it to the app, which I have done. I've posted a lot of my old videos. That's a big reason why I have so many followers. I've mainly just reposted a lot of my old videos, but I've added some new ones in there as well. And a lot of the short films, what I've done is I've just...
Well, that's genius. You should be doing that.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of the guys are doing. I've chopped together segments of the short film, but added some meme text at the top.
Yeah.
And it goes really well.
Mm.
I like it. I think it's
we've already done the hard yards. We've got all of that, so you may as well just make off it. It's just like residual sales, you know?
Yeah, I think the best comedy I find is on TikTok.
Mm.
So for YouTube, I watch a lot of educational content. Yeah, political commentary, science videos. But for pure comedy, I go to TikTok.
It's fast. That's the thing. It makes you cut out the meat.
Yeah,
you have to get to it quick.
You have to get to the punchline.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this. 10 years ago, I was in high school. I was 16. I was the only person in my school that would have even considered just putting together a video and posting it on social media like that. Whereas now, that's just commonplace. That's a normal thing to do for teenagers. So things have changed in 10 years. Things have changed that much. Some of the TikToks from look, the culture has changed a lot with some of the girls and the you know the sexual references, which look, it's good, it's funny. But if a 16-year-old girl 10 years ago had made a video with similar content to some of the ones you see making them now, they would have gotten cyberbullied out of the school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They would have been completely slut-shamed and bullied out of the school. I think, at least.
I'll have to check.
But yeah, you went to Newtown, so I don't know about that. But
Yeah, true. Actually, where was the line there?
yeah, but now that's just it just is a thing to do. It's the culture has changed that much in a decade. And it's good. I think it's for the better. I'm glad to see so many young people being aspiring comedians. It's essentially what they're doing. All of them are mostly creating comedy on TikTok.
Is it big
Mostly
in China?
Comedy. I don't know about that. I know it's Chinese owned now, but I don't know if it's actually. I doubt that they don't allow Facebook, and I don't know. Do they allow YouTube there?
Well, if it's Chinese owned, surely they have it for China. They've customed it for China.
They've probably got a Chinese version.
A Chinese version.
Although then again, they might think, oh, this is diluting the culture of the West. Keep it going. Whereas
It's the
keep our citizens
reverse
virtuous.
opium wars.
Yeah,
Fuck.
because it's so addictive. Oh, it is so bloody addictive. I love it though. I like it a lot.
This is scary because you know that thing where they did surveys of what everyone wants to be when they grow up,
Yeah.
and they asked Chinese kids what do they want to be when they grow up, and the most surveyed, I can't remember how old they were, 8 or whatever, the most surveyed response was astronaut,
Yeah, and then in
and in
America,
the West it was vlogger. The Simpsons actually made a really good joke about that. That was awesome.
Yeah,
it was just being like, and who will be America's new Duff Man? In other news, China colonizes Mars.
Western society is on the
Way
decline. Let's
too
be honest.
decadent.
It is. It's on the decline.
That's
We are
everything
so
you need to know.
hedonistic.
Just that one
Yeah.
stat. It's proven.
Yeah. And Western and America is just transporting that all over the globe as well.
What?
That the commercial consumer driven culture.
Yeah, of course. So they're undermining themselves. I suppose that's just what happens when your society becomes too gluttonous. It happens to every empire. It just declines from within. It rots from within, which is exactly what's happening there. And what the hell? Yeah, it was a pretty impressive pants. I got to say,
Playtime for
Good on
her,
you.
yeah.
Who's the biggest celebrity on TikTok?
So there's a girl, Charlie D'Amelio. She's been on Jimmy Fallon. She's got 50 million followers.
Fuck.
It's all dancing. She's a great dancer. She's a good
Is she
dancer.
hot?
I mean, look, I'm not going to comment because she's. I'm pretty sure she's either 15 or 16. But
Play on.
we'll say she's pretty. I think I can get away with
She's
saying
got
that.
promise. Is that yeah? Okay, that's the way to put it.
She's pretty. We'll go with that. But she's huge. Addison Rae's the second biggest. She's 19. So yeah, look, she's
Wait,
hot.
is she the chick that was dancing around with the Bernie Sanders t-shirt on, singing some song about OK Boomer?
I don't know.
Because I remember that, like, she went.
I
"That
don't
is
know. I don't
one
think
of-"
so. I don't know if she would have done that.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't know. Look, she looks Latino. That's the only way I can describe it. But I remember that she released that TikTok. It went viral. I can't remember what her Twitter feed went to. Something like 700,000 or something like that. Then the next thing she posted was with her boyfriend, and it instantly halved to 350,000. What the fuck was that?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think it's someone next door neighbor or something.
Okay, just hoping this place doesn't have shaky foundations. Play on.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Any major apartment building in Sydney?
Well, don't they all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's
This is just shortbread.
as long as it's safe enough for the next 10, 15, 20 years.
You're laughing. That's value for money.
When there was that big all those floods. Wow, really? 2020's been such a fuck around of a year. Hey, bushfires, then floods,
Straight after.
and
Boom.
and
That's
then
what you get.
a pandemic.
And then a pandemic.
Wow,
It's biblical.
I can't even remember the floods now.
No.
There's nothing. Whereas
Let alone the
any other year,
bushfires.
that would have been the biggest natural phenomena that occurred throughout the year.
Yep.
Huge floods.
Yep.
Anyway, when those floods were happening, there was so much leaking in this building.
No.
Yeah.
In yours?
There was a little bit in mine. I went to the top floor. It was the amount of leaking that was going on there. This is not
Sydney
secure
Grant
building. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Just want to make that money.
Good on you, Department of Development.
They there was meant to be a water feature in our courtyard, but they ran out of money. So there's just these pebbles. So, it actually looks nice. Actually looks alright. They put some trees there now, but look, I did get a building inspection done, and they said, but then again, they probably just wanted the money too. So there's no more money-driven. Man, like real estate and real estate development is such a money-driven, gross industry.
Of course.
Sorry, I'm sure there'd be a lot of people that are in that are listening. But
And you're all gross.
Yeah,
I've never met a good real estate agent.
my
Sorry.
God, and real estate developers built like
Worse.
Yeah, what do you? Yeah,
Yeah, property developers, real estate agents, because you're all just making money off people needing something to live. Like, anyone who does that, I think, is just a bad person. Like, healthcare insurers, all of that shit. It's just the doldrums of society. And such a shallow view on the world, I think, as well, every time, because you'd have to just justify getting out of bed every day.
so many leech. I mean, real estate agents. You don't need a freaking. I can look at a house.
On Gumtree. Yes, I know.
There's such a leech. And then the people that do the I forget what it's called, but there's some agreement that when the deed is transferred from one owner to the other, you have to get all these lawyers involved to overlook the documents and make sure that you're not getting a bad deal.
Mm.
But they take a lot of money. Maybe I had bad ones, but
No, they take a lot of money.
they take
always
so
do.
much money
Yeah.
for. I don't know. At the end of the day,
There's scum.
people just trying to leech off hardworking battlers like
The middlemen.
hardworking
yeah.
YouTube battlers like me.
TikTok CEOs like me.
Yeah, exactly. These cunts. Look, I'm alright. If a tradie like,
You son of a bitch.
if a tradie, let's say out of 8 tradies that I need to call, if one of them does a shoddy job or, takes advantage of me, fine. These people are these people are building society. We need electricity, we need water, we need good plumbing. But like anyone in real estate, we actually don't need you.
Yeah.
We did not need
And
your
I think
skills.
you know that. You don't have any skills.
What are you doing?
Dude, you see it every time. Like, they're always just being like, yeah, the number one real estate agent in the country was a really expensive suburb in the Gold Coast. Why is that? Because it's just a huge turnover of apartments. So there's no skill there. It's just that you're in the zone that is in demand. And so you just reap it up.
Yeah, you just gotta not fuck it up.
Yeah. Oh, no, you don't even need. You just need to be there.
Yeah, you don't.
That's
need,
it.
You just show them. Okay, architects. We need architects. We need people to design these. We need civil engineers. We need people to actually design these buildings. And then we need the construction workers who actually put it together.
Yeah,
these people are all vital, but
I don't think it's any of their
people
faults.
selling it. Fuck you.
Yeah. None of them would be to blame for the fact that your apartment is leaking either. It would be the property developer because he'd be like, time is money. And they're just like, well, okay,
Yeah,
I guess we'll just
there'd
put
definitely be a WOG or a Lebanese
gingerbread
person
at the top there. Huh?
There'd definitely be a WOG or a Lebanese person or an
absolutely.
Asian, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say that, and I don't give a fuck. I'll just tell it as
Like it is. And you are, Neil, and we all thank you for it. Finally, somebody stands up. But I'm glad, dude.
Could be India. Probably could be. No, Indians don't really get into property.
No, it's Chinese and
probably
libs. We all know.
Yes, yeah.
It is.
It's not even WOG. It's just Chinese and yeah. Why do so many Lebanese people in real estate development? How do those dealings go with each other? The Lebanese guy working with it,
Dude, you know what's...
a rich Chinese businessman. Bro, look, we've got the best fucking apartments for you, bro. Okay, that's
Jesus.
very aggressive the way they speak.
I know. Fuck.
And their children hook up with each other at Marquee.
Yeah.
That's at the start.
Circle of life.
They're rich ass.
Or a gross
children.
seedy circle of life.
Oh, Sydney. Fuck.
Ugh,
Fuck
yuck.
this city.
Fuck.
I love the city, but the fucking culture.
Dude, you know what?
Jeez.
Like, I know a piece of shit plumber. I know one.
Yeah, but they're plumbers. Like they're cleaning shit all day. Like it's hard to judge. For me.
No, like, yes, okay, but there's a limit. This man is awful. He's just too stupid to be, like, a banker or something. But if he was, he'd be just... Like, I swear that if he was in the room of the global financial crisis, just be like, bro, just put that guy out there. If he can't pay, so what? Like, he would just make it to the point that other bankers would be like, I think you're a bit unethical. But, like, this is amazing. How good is this? He's a leb. He doesn't hire other lebs. So he has a racist hiring policy. And why? Because it's just like, bruh, it's because lebs rip you off. It's amazing. They know. Oh my God, they know.
Damn.
So when you're saying that, Neel is telling it like it is. They admit it. To the point that they have an openly racist hiring policy against themselves.
Jeez.
They racially discriminate against themselves.
Wow.
Yeah. What else needs to be said? So,
Lebs and Chinese people are either mechanics or they're in real estate. All my mechanics are either
Chinese.
Although my Lebanese mechanic, he's sick. But the Chinese mechanics I've gone to have been shit.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, I shouldn't be like it's probably them individual. I shouldn't be judging the whole race.
Is it? Yeah, but the thing, maybe, man. Like I don't know because I don't go to enough mechanics to know that. But I do know exactly. That's exactly it. My mechanic is Lebanese and he's dodgy in the right way.
Yeah,
just
mechanic you want them to be
or whatever,
like a little bit.
Don't worry about it, bro. It's fine,
that's
like
what you kind of want a bit of under the books with your mechanic. They're always like. No, the Chinese one I went to was like, you can pay cash, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and
so you know there's
like,
some, there's some like tax shit going on there.
Oh, of course. As soon as that,
but they did the job.
But the other thing is actually, I will pay this. When it comes to plumbers and electricians, I have less slack for them because they make good money. But mechanics don't.
Do they?
Yeah. No, plumbers make more than lawyers a lot of the time.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, think about it because most of the jobs that they're doing. This one, for instance, because he's just such a con artist, but he's doing like jobs. He's quoting $2,500 for jobs that other plumbers will quote, $300 or whatever, right?
But surely
like 10 times the price.
But eventually they'd get found out if they're that much of a con man.
I hope to God, but I think that's just the way of the world. A lot of the times people just get away with being sharks. You
know what? Yeah, if you're a tradie in a really upper class area, people would just pay whatever you quote them.
Yeah.
Whereas if it would suck being a tradie in a working class area because that's
they
where
know
people,
their shit.
Yeah, they'd be like, you're ripping me off, bro. I know my shit.
Yeah. Well, that's a classic thing. There's one thing that I do agree with when it comes to like,
and you wouldn't need a tradie. If working class men would probably like at least know a tradie or would probably know how to fix it themselves.
I do definitely agree with this, that there is like sexist discrimination when it comes to that quoting and stuff like that, because male plumbers and electricians know that there is a near 0% chance that the woman they're quoting is going to know how much it costs to fucking change a socket, so they do overquote women that are just single in their own apartment, for sure. Like, it's a very commonly known trade within
I wouldn't know either.
But, like, the thing is, you have a beard and you're kind of, like, buff, and you're, like, wearing a shirt at the moment, so if you're just in there just being like, yeah, this shit's bang.
That's what I try to do whenever I bring my car into mechanics, and like, I try to just, like...
bloke it up.
Look like I know what I don't know shit. And I'll question a lot of things. So I'll be like, is that okay? That's for just to try. But then if they've already said the price, I reckon these people probably can tell. They can probably tell people faking it too.
Oh yeah.
And, this guy's definitely doesn't know what he's talking about.
But I still think it's just like, well,
rich housewives, you could just quote whatever you want, and they would do it.
They'd
do it.
Yeah. So it'd be
Probably try to flirt with you too.
Yeah.
That would be the best job. If you're a good-looking male tradie in a really rich, in like Vaucluse or one of the eastern suburbs in Sydney. Dude.
Yeah, you're slaying, aren't you?
Yeah,
you're slaying.
All these women that are just like they're
Craving
rich,
a real man.
old businessman husbands who are never at home. Just sitting there nailing.
So ripe.
Quite literally nailing.
Yeah. It's the perfect job. It makes me feel like quitting and wanting to join. Like, I don't think... I think they'd be up there with rock stars. In terms of the numbers under their belt.
Oh,
but man,
yeah, that, maybe.
Like,
especially rock stars today. You look at half the Triple J bands, you're like, this guy probably wouldn't even get laid.
Yeah. Damn.
That's what they say. Tradies get the ladies.
Well, it's true as well. Like, all the surveys always show that tradie is at the top of what women would prefer as a profession.
What? Well, yeah, there's money and then the handy aspect, and then they're usually strong and...
I think it's just the fact that they're masculine.
Yeah.
It's just that. I don't even think it's the handiness.
Because it's not... Do they actually make more than lawyers?
Well, it depends what lawyers you're talking about. Like, if you're talking about
True, like a graduate
corporate lawyer or whatever,
yeah.
they're going to be making bank because they're dealing with banks.
I guess a graduate lawyer who's just come out of law school.
Like, okay, a partner...
Clerk or whatever.
I think, actually, this is... You could probably expand a plumbing business to the point that you are making more than a partner of a top-tier law firm.
Damn.
That's not every plumber.
Whoa.
But that's usually the game. Like, as soon as you become a plumber, then you start up your own company, then you just hire out a bunch of dudes that are, first doing their apprenticeships or whatever, you keep the profit. That's how you make the money in plumbing. But even then, even if you are one of those guys that just goes out and does jobs, a lot of them are on like 150 grand a year.
But they got to work up to that because they got to be apprentice for. There's probably tradies listening, being like, "Fuck these guys."
Yeah, but also fuck you.
We don't know shit.
No, I've got a hex debt. You're a dickhead. Like you, they're always complaining about that. Of just being like, "Oh yeah, but we got paid shit all on our apprenticeship." You were still getting paid.
That's a good point.
I mean, look, all credit to you. I'm glad that you went into the service.
Isn't it?
What is it? What is the apprenticeship?
3, I don't know.
3 years?
Isn't more than that?
5? My degree was fucking 4. You make nothing in that time. But, like, look, again, I think that you were the smart one to go into an apprenticeship. You do deserve to be compensated for it. I'm glad that we live in a country where blue-collared workers do get it. But at the same time, I don't want to hear your complaints. Sick of it. Yeah, you go around and grovel in shit all day and clunk out turds out of a toilet. But that's why you get that compensation. So
yeah, fair.
Don't complain that you are touching shit out of it. Complain if you're in Korea and you're doing that.
Yeah, any other country.
Any other country.
Yeah.
I think that was the leader of Singapore or something. He was saying exactly that. He just came here and he just said that this is the only country on earth where, like,
It was the Indian Prime Minister.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's the only country on earth where the plumber can live next door to the doctor.
Yeah.
You just take that sort of stuff for granted. But yeah, no other country, that doesn't happen.
No.
Only Australian women would be like, oh, tradie. I doubt in other countries that's the ultimate sexy profession.
I wonder what the ultimate sexy... well, I know what the ultimate sexy profession is in Korea. Yeah, actually, maybe
well, in India, it's doctor.
Is it?
Yeah. Or engineer.
Doctor does sound like a kind of hot profession,
Doctor,
though.
engineer. I mean, if you're a star or something, maybe. But
yeah.
Doctor, engineer in India. In America, would just be rich.
Celebrity.
Are you rich? Yeah. Are you celebrity?
Are you a celebrity, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, rich. Just in general for anything.
Are you successful?
In Korea, it's definitely if you work for Samsung or LG. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. I wonder if it's the same in New Zealand. I wonder what the sexiest profession in New Zealand is, because they don't have that shit there. Blue-collar workers get shit pay.
Really? In New Zealand?
Yeah. Unions were smashed there. It's the same story everywhere. If you've got no unions, blue-collar workers don't get paid anything. So I would imagine that in New Zealand it would be...
It's probably some Kiwi
gang
listeners.
member? I don't know. Yeah.
No, rugby player, obviously. Obviously.
Yeah, and because there's
Number
fuck
one.
all people in New Zealand, there's like
Yeah.
a high chance that you could actually date an All Black.
Yeah, true.
Because, dude, that's what, like...
Auckland
a
is the
Kiwi that I was
size
saying-
of Adelaide.
I
That's their
know.
biggest city.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Wellington is tiny. It's a town.
It's a town. It's like saying, is Hobart a city? No, you've got one tall building. You're not a city.
Wellington's mad though. It's got this huge cliff. It's cool though. There's something about it. I liked it. I liked it more than Auckland. Even though I
did you
sold
perform
like
there?
no tickets in Wellington at all, but I liked the geography
Do you pay this about
of
it?
Wellington.
Really?
Yeah, anyone from Wellington, you got some good rock faces.
Nice topography. Good for you. They
Good walks.
Oh yeah.
Tiring.
Yeah. Do you pay that
too
it's
cold
just
there.
like a better Hobart?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
okay.
that. Yeah. Well, it is. It's not. I wouldn't say it's better. Just they're kind of
It
the
is
same.
Hobart.
Although no, it's bigger than Hobart is tiny. Hobart is like the size of the Shire. It's not a city.
I have mixed feelings about Hobart.
You're not
I
a
don't
city,
think I could live
Hobart.
there. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know that, don't you?
Yeah, you're a town.
I mean, but dude,
Launceston's
Adelaide has
nice.
such a chip on its shoulder. They're always saying, we're not a city, we're just a big town.
Why is that something to be proud of?
No, they're not proud of it.
Okay.
People from Adelaide are deeply self-loathing. I've noticed that every time I go there. There's very few places in Australia that think they're as shit as Adelaide. Everyone's always dumping on them, and they sit there going like, he has a point, we are scum. It is weird.
Wow.
Don't you think that like people from Perth have like a bit of pride from coming from Perth? People from Brisbane.
Well, Queenslanders love the fact they're from Queensland, and they're
Yeah.
Melbourne, Sydney, obviously.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? I think people from Sydney, they're just so...
They don't care. They don't think about that. It's Sydney centric.
They're so Sydney-centric and they're so cynical. So they've got this kind of like thing of
we
just
just
being
talked
like,
about the
Sydney's
eastern
shit.
suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
The
pe-
Mecca.
Probably most of the people here listening to this wouldn't know about the eastern suburbs. They're the rich.
They're the rich one.
Rich
they're
places
the
in
Hamptons.
Sydney.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I think that those people in Sydney, you would have this thing of, I don't like Sydney, but I hate all the other places more. I reckon that's the general attitude of people from Sydney. They're not like, Sydney's mad, or like, Sydney shucks and I wish I lived in Melbourne.
But all
It's
the
not
others
that.
seem to have this kind of little brother, little sister syndrome going on. When you talk to anyone from Melbourne and you say you're from Sydney, the first thing they talk about is, you know, we're the most livable city. You know, we're better than you.
No.
We don't care. Like, you probably are. I don't care.
Yeah.
And that probably means we're better because I'm not insecure about the city I live in.
No offense, Melbourne, but he's got a point. Especially this. You can't trade having a harbour for better cheesecake. Sorry.
And a fucking Ferris wheel that never works.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What
At
is
least
that shit?
Brisbane's works.
What is that? The Docklands Ferris wheel is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life.
Take it.
What? It
Take it.
never works. It never works.
Stop dropping truth bombs,
And
Neel.
trams
Can't handle it.
are so overrated. AFL sucks.
Yeah.
That's gonna cause controversy, but it does. It makes no sense.
I'll pay this for you, Melbs. Adelaide is a horrible... AFL... Adelaide is horrible, but AFL is a terrible sport to watch. It's fun to play. So just play it. Don't watch it. Like, stop going to pay for, like, men stumbling around for a ball desperately. There's no strategy
That's what
there.
it is. I will say the atmosphere of AFL games, don't even, like rugby league games don't even come close. Oh, except State of Origin. But
Yeah, but that's because they're going bankrupt, Neil. There's no one at these fucking events.
yeah,
So
rugby
yeah,
league
like
games are so bad to go to.
exactly.
Go live.
If you had 80,000 people watching chess, you would still say that the atmosphere is electric.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, AFL's a good in the MCG. What have I seen in the MCG? Seen Geelong and Hawthorn.
Yeah.
They're two powerhouses.
Yeah.
Aren't they? Oh, they're looking good. I don't know. I don't know anything about AFL. I know a lot about NRL. I wouldn't know anything about AFL. I saw another game. Demons and I think it was the Demons and Carlton, and they're both really shit.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they haven't made the top 8 for years.
Take it, Carlton. You deserve it because I don't like the suburb that much.
Demons. Why do they call the team the Demons?
What? What's wrong with that? That's a good name. Why don't you like that?
It's evil.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It strikes fear.
I guess.
It's like an automatic hucker.
True. Whereas Carlton, I'm pretty sure it's just Carlton.
Yeah.
There's no...
They're magpies. Ooh.
Yeah, what's with the... and the Roosters in NRL.
Pathetic.
What the fuck, you fucking rooster? It's
I mean,
exactly
like, being
scary.
a rooster would be scary if you were a rooster.
Sure.
But-
Or Rabbitohs are actually... Apparently, they're not rabbits. They're people who used to skin rabbits. That's a Rabbitoh. I think I'm
That
not...
makes so much
somebody
sense.
can fact check me on that, but that is scary.
Yeah.
Someone in like
Yeah.
1908 who was
Flaying.
like, fucking want this one, hey?
The worst medieval punishment, and that's their profession.
Yeah.
Okay, that's horrifying. I think that takes the cake from the Canberra Raiders. Unless, of course, I don't know. The
Storm.
Titans are pretty scary.
Not if you
Storm.
follow rugby league, they're the like worst team. They're so bad. They're the team you go to retire. Like every player that goes there, they have to pay them extra, so they're paying them above market value to play for the Titans because no one wants to go there.
Jesus.
So they
An
got all
entire
these-
team of Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, they got all these like B grade players on an A grade salary. There's some good players there, but they're
Where are they from again? Is this Sunshine
Gold
Coast
Coast,
or whatever?
Gold
Yeah,
Coast.
okay, right.
They should have a team. There's a big metropolitan area. They all love rugby league, but
Yeah, why are they so shit if they're from Queensland? Everything in Queensland should just be like,
Yeah, they
you
have a
should
good junior-
hyper-bred men.
They have good juniors as well, as far as I'm aware. But it's just the management, I guess. They haven't been able to keep good players. They made a big mistake. They paid Jared Hayne a ridiculous amount of money after he came back from NFL, and he just was not good.
Wasn't living up to the standard.
No, and then I think the coach left, and then they had this other coach for a while, and then he's recently left. They were good there when they first came back into the competition. They made the top 8 2 or 3 times. They had some good players, but then since then, just gone down. They haven't really been able to. They're overpaying a lot of their players. Their recruitment's not that good.
Is the coach shit?
He's unproven. He was good in the Super League, and now he's been given this task. And it's a tough...
It's a burden,
Yeah,
isn't
it's a
it?
tough gig. So...
No, but you know what, actually? He might actually have a more secure job than most of them because no one's expecting miracles from that guy.
Yeah,
But if you're the coach of the
that's
Melbourne
true.
Storm and you don't win the grand final,
Yeah,
that's
there's
it for
more
you.
pressure.
Yeah, I know. Like, okay, I don't understand why everybody in rugby league hates the Manly Sea Eagles. Surely you should be diverting that precious hatred to Melbourne Storm. They're a Melbourne team.
They don't. Yeah, they also don't.
They
like
shouldn't
Melbourne,
be playing. No one supports the Melbourne Storm, and yet they win. Surely they deserve the most hate.
People don't. Yeah, people don't really like them.
Yeah, I know they don't like them, but
There's no real
what is
right-
with this thing of
because
just
they're
being
a
like,
new
oh,
team.
Manly Seagulls, boo. Get
It's
over it.
It's like an old thing. I think it's an old rivalry
and
thing. I
Roosters?
think.
At least they're Sydney.
Well, look, it's a working class game, and then Manly and East Sydney are the rich areas, so that I think is part of it.
Yeah,
That's
but
why I hate them.
now you've got bigger fish to fry. That's what I'm saying.
True, Melbourne, but
You're complaining about a dog turd when there's an asteroid hitting you. Every year.
there you go.
Melbourne Storm
Rugby league
smacks
fans.
you, right? Isn't that... Don't they just win like 50% of the time now?
They're always in the top 8. They're almost always in the top 4. They haven't won they won in 2017, and then they were in the final 2018. Last year they came first, but then they lost in the one before the grand final.
Okay, Neil, that
So they're good.
is amazing.
They're a very good team.
Dude,
Yeah, they're a very good team.
that's such good odds.
But actually, for the amount they come first versus the amount they actually win, it's not that good. Damn.
I don't know what that means.
So they get the minor premiership, so they come first in the regular season. They don't always necessarily convert that into premiership success. And they've been in a
that's
lot of
kind of
grand
random
finals. They don't
chance.
always win. But look, ultimately, yeah, over the past
Dude, it's like being a poker player. It's like, yeah, you can sometimes win like the jackpot or whatever, but the thing is, are you constantly at the table?
yes, their culture and their work ethic, the discipline, they've always got great formations. They're well, look, I'm not gonna talk technically about rugby league. I've never actually played the game, but they just seem very well drilled. They don't seem to make errors. They're very consistent. That would be a good thing if you were a Melbourne Storm supporter. They're very consistent. Every year
So
they seem to
basically
win
got some like blitzkrieg strategy.
60 to 70. They seem to win 60 to 70.
Great. The worst thing
game.
for her to touch.
Get off.
Nah,
We gotta wrap. We didn't even talk about TikTok that much.
Yeah.
But okay,
Well, what else is
final
there to
10
say?
minutes. Yeah, what do you want to? Any questions about TikTok? I think it's I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's the future, but it's the
Do you
one
think it's the future?
where everyone's going onto it.
Do you think it's here to stay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's this big now. I can't imagine it falling apart like Vine did. They do have to monetize. Or there are some when you scroll through, there'll be some ads here and there. They'll figure out other ways to monetize it. I think it will stay. I hope it stays. Look, no other platform did I get to 330,000 this quickly. It took me years.
It is
literal years. Now, if I get more than 600,000 followers, it will be my biggest platform, and that's very achievable.
It is really cool that TikTok gives you the scope for that, and I think that it's kind of conducive because on YouTube or on Facebook, you've got 3 minutes most of the time. Well, back in the glory days of when we did big videos on Facebook or whatever, you had your 3 to 5 minute window. And I think in that time, they were heady days. And I think that in that time, you've kind of got a decision to hate something. But I think with TikTok, it's so quick. You're either just like stupid or you're just like, ah! And then so it's you're going to make like more impulsive decisions.
Yeah, the
so
like to view ratio is so big. I mean, I'll get 100,000 views on a little clip, and it'll have 25,000 likes. That's unheard of.
You don't get
Facebook.
that.
In a viral clip on Facebook, there's no way.
No. You're looking for a 10% like ratio. That's good.
That's
what
very
you want
good
at
on
the end.
Facebook.
Yeah.
But on TikTok, you're looking for like a 30%.
So there's just basically no time for you to get bored. That's why it works.
It's such just a explosion of attention-grabbing meme content. But I like it. I really like it. I think some of them you have to be clever because you can't just be hot like on Instagram. It helps, don't get me wrong. But on Instagram,
it helps.
It massively helps, yes. But it's not the be-all and end-all like it is on Instagram. You can literally make a career out of just being hot.
That's true.
Whereas TikTok, you got to do something. You got to dance. You got to do something.
It's like most social media platforms. It's the same thing.
No,
like,
but
if you're a chick, you have to be hot. If you're a guy, you have to be funny. Bottom line.
True. But the pranks, some of those pranks on YouTube, those like really...
Those are funny though.
Yeah, but then some of them where they're just, I'm going to throw a fucking bottle of I don't know what it is, but they just get to the point where it's just public disturbance.
Yeah, that's
look,
true.
it's
But like,
funny,
there's
but you can't-
15-year-olds that'll just be like, die, threw a trolley off a bridge, man.
Yes. Yeah, look, I laugh at it sometimes, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to lie, but I see less of that on TikTok. I actually just see people...
Less pranks.
Yeah. I
Maybe
don't
it's
see
getting
many
weeded out,
pranks.
though.
Potentially, yeah, because it's catered, the For You page is catered to you, so it's what I'm liking.
No. I mean, maybe China's just saying, no, we're not having that.
Good.
Yeah, good.
I'd let the
Good.
government
Step it
have
down.
that power.
Exactly.
I just see a lot of
Holy
people sort of
shit.
age 15 to 25 making relatable video meme style comedy content. And
That's
I like
cool.
it.
That's
I
cool.
really like it. I'm a fan of TikTok. It's my favorite platform right now for obvious reasons.
No, I wasn't initially sold on it. I thought that it would just be another Vine. But now that you're talking about the fact that it's adding all of these elements together, Because that was the whole thing. These other fad ones, they had one little secret sauce recipe. But now you really have given TikTok a reason to exist other than just like sheer novelty.
So Vine came around when a lot of young people were still on YouTube, still on Facebook. Instagram just started 15-second videos. And it wasn't a time where all the other platforms were completely controlled and sanitized by corporate and business content and advertisements and things. Whereas now, that if you want to escape that, you go to TikTok. Whereas you didn't have to escape. Vine wasn't necessarily giving you an alternative. There were a lot of other great places to look at relatable young people doing comedy. Whereas now, because of the algorithms on YouTube, because of all the deals Facebook and YouTube have done with the big media companies, it's just TV clips clipped up into YouTube length clips that are promoted the most on the feeds. So I don't want to see that. I don't want. That's the whole point of social media. It's that there's access for just everyday people to post funny, great content. You don't need multi-million or a multi-$1,000 budget to create a clip. So there's no alternative. To me, that's all on TikTok now. There's still a few vloggers and things like that on your YouTubes, but whenever I look at the feed, whenever I look at the content that's being favored, even on Facebook, I'm still getting decent views on Facebook, but it is nothing compared to all the big media clips that are being posted by whatever, if it's Australia 7, 9, ABC, or in America, other clips of stand-up comedians on talk shows or talk show clips. That's most of my Facebook video player is just that now. Whereas it used to be, it was like you, Frenchie, me, Alex. That was all the videos that would come up on Facebook. And it would reach all our audience within 2 hours. You'd have a video with 80,000 likes. Every young person in Australia would have seen it overnight. I mean, those were the glory days. Even TikTok does not compare to that.
No.
But
that's not coming back.
Those were the days. But this is the closest to me. There is a general sense of humor I get from it, and it's a very kind of dry, observational, somewhat cynical, sarcastic style of humor, which it resonates with me. I like it.
That's really cool to know.
It's memes and video. It's video memes. That's how I.
Well, that's exactly it. So it's given itself like a purpose for existing. The other ones just didn't. And as you were saying, like the monetization has changed.
Yeah, why would a teenager want to be on Facebook now anyway, when their parents are all over there? And
that's just a dust bowl now, isn't it? The only thing that I see that's good for Facebook, the only reason I have it anymore is purely for marketing purposes.
Yeah, I'll still post my videos on there, but
I'm mostly just there to just be like, hey, I've got this show coming out now. It's just basically a digital billboard for me now.
Yeah, and even that will probably slowly...
No, that's not going anywhere.
To do that. Yeah, but you'll need to pay more
to get
it out there and things like that. Because for a while there, the Facebook ads were so cheap when they first started. I would sell out a show with like a $10 ad.
Wow.
Yeah, because they were just so cheap when they started. No one else was doing it. No other business wanted to... They didn't understand it now. I mean... Yeah, you got to pay a lot just so you're. It's fucking ridiculous. You got to pay this money so your fans see that you're doing a show. It's a joke. So why would I want to be on that platform? I'll be on. I can just.
I know you don't want to be on that platform, but I think it's just all of these things have changed the reason for them to exist. The only one that I still don't understand for Instagram is just kind of like, why do you want to watch PG porn when UGs exists? What's the point of Instagram? It's so weird that there's an entire platform invented just so women can look at it to feel bad about themselves.
That's literally it.
It's weird.
Wow, it's totally exist to compare your life to other people.
Exactly. That's its niche.
But it's addictive.
I think pretty much it is just like it's an emotion, so people go for it. Or as they say, it's a vibe. I do like the fact, okay, that's really cool to know that TikTok is kind of taking this, it's got a rebellious streak to it.
That's how it feels.
Well, all social media when it starts out does have that rebellious streak, doesn't it?
And it's at that moment now, so it's the time to be on it.
Yeah.
It's great. This is when the algorithm's really good, and you'd have an advantage if you just posted some of your old content and snip that up into little segments. So you'd get your first 100,000 followers
like that.
Just straight off the bat, I assume.
Taking it.
So
there's that.
Get on there. And now all the mainstream comedians and artists and actors and whatever, they're just starting to get onto the other ones. So they're starting YouTube channels. They're starting
serious?
Facebook. It's like
Dude,
just too late for that now. Get on the talk, man.
Get on the talk.
Sounded like an adult trying to be cool. Yeah, just get on the talk.
No. Dude, you know what it really sounds like to me? It just sounds Aussie as fuck.
Yeah, mate, get on.
That's how they see.
It's like Triple J.
Facey.
Yeah, get on
YouTube.
Just get on the talk, man. You gotta get on the talk. There's some sick memes
North
on the
Shore
talk,
Aussie.
mate.
That's what it is. Yeah, you gotta get on the talk.
Yeah,
that's it.
I love it when like rappers talk about growing up in Compton. I just relate to it so much,
It's chill.
Yeah.
The height of fucking compliment. I hate that. I hate it's just like their word for like mad is that's lazy. Sick.
Jeez.
Anyway, I'm really happy to hear that, man. Like I look, because I don't know shit about it. It was really cool to hear that TikTok is
just watch a lot of it. Just spend like an hour watching it.
It's taking.
Because it's political. There's a lot of, in American politics, I see a lot of that on there.
Yeah, but because they're just so weaponized there.
Yeah.
Just like anything. Like I bet you go on Google Plus and there'd still be stuff there.
There's a feeling of edginess with Trump supporters more than the Democrats.
Oh, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
Their brand is edginess, so they're allowed to do that.
So there's a lot of TikToks where I see young, like teenage guys saying, They'll use the Star Wars music where Palpatine is like, henceforth you will be known as Darth Vader, and the text will be like me turning into a Republican, and then like Ben Shapiro converting me, and it's like henceforth you will be known as Darth Vader, and it's them, and they put the MAGA hat on, and then
that is
it's
beautiful.
Like their friends like, you're the chosen one. You're supposed to bring balance to the force, and it's them just.
That's fucking
amazing. It's funny. It's really funny. And look, as much as the Democrat ones just aren't funny.
It's always the case.
Yeah. The left can't meme.
They're trying to get that. It's a stupid position to put yourself in. You should never try and assume moral piety.
Yeah.
You've just completely limited yourself when it comes to humor, which is the most powerful mind-changing tool there is. And if you're trying to sit there and just be like, I'm holier than everyone. Well, first of all, no one wants to be around a sanctimonious cunt to begin with. But the second thing is, you've just limited your license to change minds. Why would you do that? It's such a bad tactical error.
That's such a good point. I never thought of that.
Anyway.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for enlightening me on something I probably should have been enlightening on.
In conclusion, get on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
CEO of the talk. Such a fucking funny phrase.
CEO of the talks right here, bruh.
The talks.
Get on the talk, mate.
The talks.
All right. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you still got a job, look at Jordan's merch. This is my merch too.
We're both wearing our merch now.
Yeah, well,
were you doing that on purpose?
Well, I was filming a video before. I was filming the Ask Neel video before, and so I just thought, I'll just keep this. It's a good shirt. I like it.
Yeah, I was looking at the phrase. I like it too.
Don't be a slug. All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Laters, Chads.